One of Mike Flanagan's best horror shows on Netflix is based on a book that was also adapted into an incredible but underappreciated horror movie. It is common knowledge now that Mike Flanagan's movies and TV shows are often based on some of the most influential literary works in the horror genre. Most of his works are not direct and completely loyal adaptations. However, they cleverly adopt some of the most compelling character beats and themes from original works while giving them a contemporary twist. Take, for example, The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. Flanagan's adaptation of the Edgar Allan Poe story borrows elements from many poems and stories written by the author. Flanagan took a similar approach with another Netflix horror show in which he not only drew inspiration from an acclaimed book but also honored its first big-screen adaptation. The Haunting of Bly Manor and The Innocents are loose adaptations of Henry James' The Turn of the Screw. Mike Flanagan's The Haunting of Bly Manor and Jack Clayton's 1961 movie, The Innocents, are both based on Henry James' iconic horror novel, The Turn of the Screw. Compared to the Mike Flanagan series, The Innocents is far more loyal to the original book and boasts an almost perfect Rotten Tomatoes score of 95%. Check out the movie's trailer below. While it does introduce a few stylistic changes to the original narrative, it largely remains loyal to the source material's structure and embraces the subtle ambiguities in its storytelling. Mike Flanagan's take on The Turn of the Screw is significantly more modern and often comes off as a more gothic reinterpretation of several Henry James stories. Interestingly, even though both the movie and the show interpret the Henry James story in their own unique ways, they share many intriguing parallels. These parallels, too, are intentional because Mike Flanagan consciously drew references to the Innocents in his show. The Haunting of Bly Manor celebrates Jack Clayton's The Innocents. In an interview, via the Daily Dread, Mike Flanagan remembered how much he loved Jack Clayton's The Innocents when he first watched it. He even revealed that on the first day in the writer's room for The Haunting of Bly Manor, he and his team went to Amblin and watched The Innocents in Spielberg's theater. The filmmaker further added that he wanted to celebrate The Innocents because, despite its acclaim, it is not often talked about. Even though it premiered before Robert Wise's The Haunting and adopted many similar techniques, it is surprisingly not mentioned in the same conversation as the classic horror flick. Owing to this, Flanagan and his team were constantly finding ways to tip their hat to the film.